What internet marketing expert should you spend your valuable time listening to? Listen to someone who has over 20 years of web marketing experience and hundreds of website marketing success stories. That man is Aaron Sparks from Site Strategics. And this is Edge of the Web Radio.
Another article we want to change up to real quick is from Search Engine Watch by Andrew Delamarter. These are some great steps to take if you're a brand new business or startup. You know, you've got a great idea or a product and some money to invest, eager customers and great workers. There are some steps that you need to take to get discovered online. And there are many elements that are required to do that nowadays, but here's a flight plan that is an outline that you can use to actually build that new business right away. Number one, okay, know your concepts and keywords by determining what customer behaviors you want to be part of and what concepts you want to be associated with. So you need to know what type of user profile you're really trying to engage with, not just the product, but what the interest is, okay, and the different life cycle of a consumer. And this is bigger than just keywords and keyword research. People, content, functionality, a bunch of other things that will get you business into conversions you need to care about. For the sake of clarity, let's say you're starting a new business based on selling new and used cars, right? Operating car dealerships. Here's what a concept map might look like. You have something like new cars, people who want to have a car right away, a brand new car, people who are researching cars, and people who are looking for a used car, okay? 3 different mindsets of a user, correct? So you need to start looking at how to build content to actually satisfy those mindsets. Because if I'm researching a car, I don't want to be sold a new car right away. And if your site is pushing me into that new car seat, I'm not interested. It kind of bugs me. If you can give me some research information about that new car, I'm more apt to stick around on your website. Step 2 here is plan your content investments and practice content marketing. Now that you have a handle on the key concepts and have built a strategic keyword list, you're ready to create a high-level plan for content creation. Now, I say high-level because this will help you inform your website user experience and the type of people that you hire, and the type of narrative, social, and video, or any other type of digital content you want to invest in. So you got to spend time on that user profile, and then figure out the types of content that you want to provide these users. An example of an editorial plan for a new or used car dealer business is kind of like this. If somebody's researching cars, have some evergreen car category pages, or some product detail pages, or some authoritative perspectives about researching cars, or how-to videos of what to check out, or an infographic to find out how I should go about researching cars. You see what I'm saying? Just in that pocket of information, and this is a good deal of what we embrace with our site strategic strategy, is we'll navigate in that space and really come up with trending topics and research patterns of that particular consumer, because that's where they're thinking, that's where they're wanting to interact with. So that dictates content to be created on that site. Number 3, ensure your site is technically flawless. This is the world of technical SEO, and there's 2 main components: making sure that you don't screw up your indexing by creating content that can't be seen or is duplicate. I can't stress that enough. Do not duplicate your content on the site. And then making sure that making sure that you create search engine friendly code. Modern content management systems are pretty good, do a pretty good job in this area. And if you're using WordPress, you're really lucky, as there are some great SEO plugins that make tuning the technical side very easy. And that's one of the areas.
That's why we use WordPress. And there's a lot of CMSs out there that have a lot of these basic technical SEO errors that WordPress solves immediately with just having WordPress.
That's right. That's right. And if you don't have a content management system, get one now. Don't stop. I mean, stop right now. Stop what you're doing and migrate your content into a CMS. They can also create sitemaps And be sure to activate those sitemaps and submit them to Google and validate them using Google Webmasters tools. Another emerging element of technical SEO is the creation of open data sets or APIs. If your business will thrive by getting your inventory or content into many places possible, for example, an online shopping environment through Google, consider creating that data feed for third-party developers to use. We're continuing with step 4. Getting your on-page and metadata in order, okay? Discrete content elements such as web pages, images, PDFs, videos, social profiles, all this information require on-page optimization. This means knowing your target key phrases for the content and getting it into the right place: the title, the description, the content, etc. Right? You need to make sure every piece of content is optimized before it goes out the door and is published. Okay, and that also has a social signal like Google Pluses and tweets, and inbound link support. We talked about links earlier, and you need to make sure you have inbound social amplification of the content and PDFs and everything out there. So there's a ton of emerging metadata systems like Open Graph, which is the Facebook environment, Twitter Card, Google-specific information like authorship, all these different things you need to comply with. So there's a bit of a litmus test to make sure that this thing is working on all cylinders, but we talked about a CMS, a content management system that is actually very, very useful, and that's WordPress that helps you connect all these dots. So, and it's a free of charge system as well. The best practice is to build this front-end metadata into your templates where appropriate, and have them all pull the right attributes from the database, or have your writers enter those values into the CMS. Right, Tom?
Yeah, oh yeah. Well, WordPress makes it very, very simple. Most CMSs do the same thing.
Yep. Step 5 is develop your social authority plan. And social authority, in most cases, is measured by giving persons Google Plus profile, and actually has potential to become a very high-ranking factor in the emerging world of app-based or semantic knowledge engines. That means that you need to determine who in your company, or maybe everybody, will become active on Google Plus and other key social graph and authority platforms like LinkedIn. I can't stress this enough. You need to now look inward to see who are the key players in your company that are going to have social voice. Now, sometimes it may be tough to even, it may be a counter policy to actually even get these individuals to be able to broadcast. It may be because you're in a corporation that doesn't allow that type of social broadcast during work hours. It's tough to change the course of that. Many companies net out in the middle. High-profile executives and writers and product people are authorized, right?
Yep.
And some other people aren't, and they're reviewed and compensated based on their social authority and the metrics of content that they create. So it's useful information to employ. And if you're a startup, small company, you don't have that many authorities. But if you're starting a new online venture and you've got individuals inside your company, designate who's going to be the spearhead points of contact and social broadcasters.
Yeah, for example, on our website, the main sitestrategics.com, it's under your authorship. But if I were to write a blog post on Site Strategics, my authorship's appearing in the search engine results. So it'd be the same thing could be with your company.
Yep. Step 6, real quick, is mobilize, localize, and socialize your content pages. Search engines are geolocating results more and more, not just local result block, but the core web results as well. This means you need to make your content as locally relevant as possible, and to make it work on great mobile devices. It's got to be responsive. It has to be able to be interacted well on a mobile device. Create geo-targeted evergreen pages. Create geo-optimized profiles, locations, and reseller pages, whatever. No matter how abstract your business is, you can find some way to make it locally relevant, wouldn't you say? Let's see. Step 7 here. What we got here? Step 7 is practice distributed search-informed communications. Launching a new business is newsworthy, so make the most out of the bursty nature of the event to get inbound links and deep pages using good anchor text. It's not just about press releases. That's not the case. It's interviews. It's getting your employees to link to deep pages from their own Google Plus environment, right? It's drawing attention to the deep functionality of the site, not just the homepage, so bloggers and other folk will link to them and discuss them. It's about casting out that network and using that network to bring good internal value of the site. Does that make sense? Yeah, I think so.
Yep.
Step 8, train your editors, your publishers, and writers on SEO and linking. Be sure that your writers and editors know SEO and social media tactics before you go live. Get them to understand content metrics and target keywords. Can't stress that enough. You just can't write blindly. You got to have the terms that you're trying to reach, and that those terms have to do with the market trends that are out there. Make sure they push their content on Google+, LinkedIn, or wherever it's relevant. That needs to be a social policy as much as anything else. Step 9 is put the key metrics, reporting tools to work, be able to track this information with the strategy that you've put together. Step 10 here is allocate dollars for content promotion and syndication. At this point in time, you've got pretty much a plan in place. Now you need to understand how you're going to promote, syndicate, and generally give that content a push out the door. That has to do with Facebook posts and Twitter campaigns, and a little bit of coin here or there makes everybody's day. And it really gets attention of some people and gets some linking going on. Number 11, finally, is make it somebody's job. You know, save the best for last, but put SEO and content metrics on somebody's performance plan to make sure they have the resources in place to get the work done. You can't have a plan without actually a deliverable and actually having somebody execute it. That usually is forgotten.